guys, rainy day here in Playa, just chilling. Thought I would do a Q&A and just a chill sesh with you guys. It is gain season here in Playa, so I'm going to be wrecking a lot of food. Got some new food videos coming up that I'm super excited about. Some other shout outs, announcements, so I'll wait for you all to file in here while I'm chilling, waiting out the rain before hitting the gym. Got my little buddy Wilson here, Castaway edition gift from Treen Beans. Shout out Treen Beans. Hey, we got Mike Morgan in the house. What's up, brother? How you doing? How's the missus? How's Mrs. M? Man, it is dumping rain here in Playa for the time being, so I got some nice hot ginseng tea with maple syrup. The maple syrup was a gift from Playa Canucks, Mark and Melanie, and I've been savoring this, but it is getting down to the nitty gritty. But so good to combine ginseng tea and maple. Wow. Wowie wow wow. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked the beach update. I figured, you know what, I'm tired, a little jet lagged. But I was dying to get down and see how the beach was looking anyway, so, you know, I got to take you guys with me. Hey, I'm great. What's up, Tyson? Yes, sir. You know I'm happy to be back in the land of pozole, tacos de birria. You know it. Man, loving the food. And the community vibes, of course. We got Doug in the house. Doug and Rhea from Cozumel. Nice. Okay, so this storm is probably going to blow over then if it's nice in Cozumel. What's up, Karen? How you doing? Absolutely, Bellany. Wow, the travels were incredible. I mean, Morocco was life-changing, guys. I'll talk a little bit about that. I mean, the people were honest, kind, generous beyond words. And I don't speak my French is terrible. I'll not sugarcoat it. Hey, what's up, Kirk? How you doing, brother? Everything is good on my end. Yeah, my French is terrible, and like I would try to buy some mandarin oranges, for example, and I would think they were saying 4 dirham, but they were saying 3, and so I would give them 4, and they're like, no, and they would give me 1 back. There was nobody trying to take advantage. The people were kind up in the Berber villages, especially. Like I said, I don't speak Arabic, I don't speak French, I barely speak any Berber, so it was kind of fun to be out of my element for a little bit, and I can definitely relate now a little bit more to some of those of you who come to Playa and don't speak Spanish. You get by, you know, but it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. So it made me really grateful to come back to Playa and be speaking Spanish. Scouting rental apartments in PDC in Tulum for September as I went live. Nice, Mike. Find anything good? Woo! Wrong pipe. Hey, what's up? Eric Schwarm in the house. Awesome, yeah. Good group already. We got Tyson. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I missed a lot of you guys who were here in early to mid-January. I didn't expect to be in Morocco that long, but finding flights back was a challenge, like good flights. As it was, I slept 10 hours in the Houston airport. Pretty gnarly. 25 total hours getting back, 15 hours in the air total, so. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, Sherry. Yeah, I've got a nice place at this point. Nice place. It does take some looking around for sure. So a couple shout outs in order. GGB. Thank you, Gigi. She hit me up with a new Uno deck. Those of you who remember Anna from the early days of the channel, she ended up with the old one. And Gigi brought me a new one. But what touched me even more is back in the Pup Monster days, she had this made for me, the Pup Monster, and I will be getting a dog once I settle down a little more, so I'll be hanging on to this, and it'll go to good use. And then, as mentioned, Mark and Melanie kicking it down with the maple. So awesome, guys. Oh yeah, the weather will be good again soon for sure. It's just, you know, and the rain is a blessing because it keeps the pulmon verde, keeps the green lung. Nice. Oh, and guys, I do have a big announcement, a nice video coming up, a car rental video finally. So a lot of you have been like, hey, are there any good car rental places? I finally do have a spot that I can actually wholeheartedly recommend. So that's coming soon. What's up, Luke? Yeah, I was in Morocco. He says no need for the new gym membership. Yeah, the gym is more for the mental for me. I just love to lift weights. It's good for that. But yeah, I actually got acupuncture today. I have a new acupuncturist who did a fantastic job and just got me totally zenned out. So I'm in a really, really laid back vibe today. I'll probably take a nap here in a little bit. Then I have a meeting with the car rental people at 4, so I can bring you guys that video as soon as possible. Need to go visit Fidel. Fidel is no longer at La Malafama. He's operating out of his house, and so I need to go get the beard trimmed, get the hair trimmed up a little bit. You know, I'm a little bit wild man style right now. I did go play volleyball yesterday. One of my good buddies there, Josh, had like a beard out to here. I was like, dude, I go away for a month, and it was like coming back to an alternate universe. He had pink pit vipers instead of blue ones. Everything was a little different. Thomas, I actually have a video coming up on that, my friend. He says, good morning, Rope Monster. How affordable are rents in PDC now? I have a full video coming up on not overpaying for rents in Playa. People are making a few big mistakes here. And spoiler alert, for those of you here, I'll share one of the big tips is that people are simply showing up and these property managers are saying, well, this is how much this apartment is. That's how much they want you to pay. They have one job, these property managers who act as middlemen. Their job is to keep the occupancy rates as high as possible while extracting as much as possible. So if you pay what they initially ask, you're guaranteed you're overpaying for your apartment. So more on that should be about 2 videos from now, coming this weekend, hopefully. I am back in Playa. Mauro Vegas asked, when are you going back to Playa? I'm in Playa right now. It's just dumping rain and I'm in my apartment. Progresso next week. Awesome, Todd. That came up quick. That came up really quick. I'll reach out to you about that. Kirk, you rented from Yes Rent-A-Car. How was it? Great experience. Totaled my car and they handled everything without issue or drama. Wow, okay. Hey Tuvu, what's up, my brother? Thank you, my friend. And I also, Tuvu, I want to give you a shout out for supporting the channel. You're always so supportive of the channel. And also Trey Wright. I know Trey, you're not in the chat yet, but Trey kicked down and had some really supportive, good messages and good vibes. And so Trey Wright gets a shout out as well. Tuvu, thank you, my friend, and saludos. What's up to your lady is what I'm trying to say. No coffee yet. I'm trying to go without coffee today. That's a struggle. I'm on the struggle bus. Will I ever go back to Mexico City? Absolutely. Absolutely. Will I go back to Tepito? No. Tepito was just too much. The corruption there was too much. And the abuse was beyond reason. But does that sully Mexico City for me? Absolutely not. The food, the people in Mexico City are fantastic. Brentley in the house, you're coming here a couple weeks, right? He says, hey there, nice, just looking for a distraction from my long day. Good timing. Here I am, Brentley, I got you, bro. And we'll be doing some sunrise live streams soon. It seems like my connectivity issues are a little bit better. I tried yesterday while I was walking the beach to kind of check basically check where the signal was strongest. So I think I have a new place to live stream from. Plus they're revamping and kind of reinforcing the old lifeguard tower that I used to live stream from. So I got to find a new place anyway. Yeah, the corruption is out of control for sure. And guys, Playa del Carmen will always be home. There's so many things that when you leave a place, you can't know what you're gonna miss about a place until you leave a place. Anytime I leave Playa, I miss the food, I miss the community, I miss the beach volleyball, I miss the weather, the soft sand, so on and so forth. I could go on and on and on. but you only realize what you miss if you leave. You can't know unless you actually leave for a little bit. So my trip to Morocco, my various trips, I went to Colombia last year, and man, I was so happy to be back in Playa after that. So I like to travel and take these trips, but Mexico City will always be in my heart. Playa del Carmen will probably always be home, at least for a long time. Yeah, guys, double tap that screen. Thank you, Bellany, for the reminder to everyone. Just hit that like button so this live stream can reach more people. My favorite place in Morocco, that's a really great question, Alfo. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Salam. Bonjour. Guys, I really like the Berber villages up in the Anti-Atlas Mountains. I felt so much peace there and so much wonder, like a child. I felt like a kid because every twist and turn on those mountain roads was like a picturesque. Everything looked like a painting. And the hiking, the people, the kindness, the peace, and also the stars at night, guys. There's no light pollution up there. So great question. I really also love the Sahara. And how can I knock like places like Mirlev, Sidi Ifni on the coast as far as surf spots? But if I had to pick one place, I'd say up in the Berber villages in the Anti-Atlas Mountains. Bueno, bonito, barato. Yeah, oh, for sure. I got that in spades. I learned that actually all the way back when I lived in Playa del Carmen. Always looking for the 3 Bs, no doubt about it. We got Queen Rock's mom here right now. Awesome. Snowbird, not for us. The food not good. Grocery stores not good. We're too spoiled. So where, Queen's Rock mom, definitely share where you prefer. What's a better spot for you? Because I can definitely relate and say, hey, the grocery prices are out of control. There's parts of Fifth Avenue I completely avoid. So please do elaborate a little bit more if you're willing to share with the community here. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Marcella, how you doing? Besitos, mi amor. Besitos. Todo bien? Are you up in, you're in LA? Salúdame, guapo. I am. I see you. Yeah, Cayman, wow. I mean, yeah, definitely can't beat that. Queen Rock's mom, no doubt. And this Mexico used to be such a budget, expat, kind of digital nomad destination, and now it's getting more and more expensive. So places like Southeast Asia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines especially, are becoming more and more popular now that Mexico's getting so expensive. Yeah, I do, Thomas. I try to stay away from the touristy areas for the most part. Yeah, Sri Lanka, good call there. Planning a trip to Tulum, Playa end of March, April maybe, Oaxaca. Okay, Marcella, sounds like a great trip. I may see you out in Oaxaca. Been meaning to get back out there to Puerto Escondido, Huatulco. All those spots are near and dear. I love Playa Carrizalillo in Oaxaca. That's a fantastic spot. Just hiking down all those stairs, scouting out the surf. It's a good vibe over there. Hey, thank you, Bad Boy. Says love the content. Yeah, Oaxaca, lower corruption. Yeah, probably true, Thomas. Probably true. Yeah, it can get exhausting. I was kind of on edge. Actually, one of my best experiences in Morocco, I wouldn't say it was one of my best experiences, but a big surprise was how honest and kind the police were. I actually got a speeding ticket there for those of you who didn't see that video. And the speeding ticket, it was kind of like laughable. I was 7 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. So, but the speed limit was 60. I was going 67. So I thought it was a little bit ridiculous. But the ticket was only 150 dirham, or about 15 euros. And the officer was recording the whole time, was honest, straightforward, there was no nonsense. It was just like, this is how much the ticket is, this is how much you were over, we have proof with the speed gun, and you can pay it right now and we'll give you a receipt for the actual ticket. So it wasn't bad. Yeah, I did. Luke, just watch the last 6 minutes or 5 minutes of the beach update and you'll see how 10th Ave is looking. It's turning out very, very nice. Very nice. But yeah, to continue that thought, I got stopped one more time in Morocco and the female officer was like, "Do you speak French?" I was like, "No." And then she tried to do a Google Translate. She's like, "You didn't stop at the stop sign. It's a 400 dirham fine." And I was like, "Nope. I did stop at the stop sign and I'm not paying because I know I stopped at the stop sign." And so I was like, "If you have a superior I can talk to," because it was at one of these roadblock checkpoints. I was like, "If you don't have any proof, I'm not paying it." And she just looked at me like in disbelief. And she actually let me go. I was like, "I finally won one, yes." And so she waved me through, and like Sabrina was like, "Man, you killed it back there. Nice job." So, hey, what's up? What's up, Michael? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, so anyway, I thought the police were incredibly reasonable and kind in Morocco, and the authorities in Mexico could learn a thing or two from them, because I spoke with some locals in Morocco about this, and they said, "Look, we don't want to damage our tourism. We love tourists." And also because of the Africa Cup, there was very little crime. Anyone who committed any kind of petty theft or crime at all during the Africa Cup would go straight to jail, no questions, no trial, just straight to jail. So it had a very safe feeling. There was a very honest feeling. Now, I will say in the Medinas, especially in Marrakesh, but in Essaouira a little bit, those Medinas, yeah, people are a little bit aggressive and trying to bark at you, sell you something. They get offended if you don't buy, but that's the exception. That's not actually the norm in Morocco. So yeah, absolutely, Alpha, my pleasure. Thank you guys. We got Tuvu is in Ejidal. Nice, okay. So did you move down full time, Tuvu? Let me know. Yeah, as far as a 20K party, guys, so I want to do a subscriber meetup, but I have to always be honest with you guys. I was a little bit disappointed in the last one for one reason. So we did a meetup. The idea was to support Jorge's quesadillas. And I said in the post, free quesadillas for anyone who shows up wearing RopeMonster merch. And I show up to find out that Jorge is giving away quesadillas, and people are basically demanding free quesadillas. We're there to support these businesses, and Jorge was like kind of flustered, like he didn't understand. And I was like, "No, you're charging for these quesadillas, right? If you can't afford $2 for a quesadilla to support a local business, you're missing the point." And so I have to express a little bit of disappointment. I actually had to shell out quite a bit of money to Jorge at the end of that to cover those quesadillas that people didn't want to pay for. So maybe it was just a misunderstanding, but it kind of bothered me a little bit, if I'm being real. So I'll probably do a subscriber meetup, but maybe not at a restaurant, maybe a beach thing, a party at the beach, a BYOB thing. But when I do these meetups, the main goal is to keep businesses from going out of business. Yet another business went under on 10th Avenue recently. The Lola River Cafe is gone, done. They didn't survive. Low season was brutal. So yeah, guys, the point of the meetups is not every one of them is going to be a giveaway. I think I did a pizza giveaway at Renzo at 15,000 subscribers, and I was happy to do it. But the real goal here, like at La Organica, a few people walked out and didn't pay their bills, and I ended up covering that, or La Organica covered it. So the point is to support the businesses, and that shouldn't be lost on the community, that we're trying to save the best of the best. Lola's gone. The other Selva Cafe on 10th Avenue also gone. They went out of business. Jorge is doing very well. He's been sending me photos of all the subscribers who have shown up, and there's tons of them, so he's excited, he's happy. But yeah, let's keep that in mind, guys. We're here to support the community and the restaurants. Hey, what's up? We got Monique in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, exactly, Marcella. Exactly my point. I mean, because he is kind, he will give away, he will give away everything if that's what he thinks he needs to do. But we're there to support that guy. He actually was in a brutal scooter accident. For those of you who don't know, sometimes you show up at Jorge's and he's not there. Well, he's a one-man show. He needs a break every now and then because he's still hurting. He's still in pain. He couldn't even walk for a while. So yes, Corey, back in Playa on this rainy Monday. Yeah, no, it's great to be back, guys. I just wanted to do a shout out. Any questions you have, let me know. A little Q&A kind of style. So any other Playa related questions? I've seen a lot of interest in the whole rental thing and that theme, and I have a big video coming soon on that will probably reach a lot of people with those questions. Thank you, my friend, says TheRopeMonster, welcome home. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, exactly. La Organica, great spot. Class act staff. And actually, I have another shout out. John and Alicia, and Gigi left these gifts for me at La Organica because I was out of town. And the day I got back, I went by La Organica, and they were so happy to see me. They gave me the gifts that were left by John and Alicia. John and Alicia left me a Chicago Firehouse t-shirt that I wore to volleyball yesterday. Otherwise, I'd be rocking it, but it's at the laundry. My opinion on Mahikal is that it's pretty expensive, Patrick. And unfortunately, a lot of times in that area, like right now, there's very little beach in front of it. There's some, but Playa 38 is eroded, and sometimes there's sewage issues there. So I think for the price, I think they're a little high on the price, to be honest. But it's a beautiful place. Not sure I understand the question there, Brock. I don't understand the question there. What's up, Shayla? Hey, good to see you. We got Kit says, welcome back. Party at a beach is great for a meetup. We realize support local business. Prices are way over the top, just like back at home. Yeah, the prices are out of control, guys. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this rental video here coming up on the theme of don't overpay for rent. I want you guys to know what's reasonable and what's not reasonable. There's a lot of advantage being taken of Canadians and people from the US especially, because they think, well, that's cheap compared to where I'm from. But we have to remember too that it's not just about saving money for us, it's about not pricing out the locals, okay? So we're going to talk about that theme, but if you go into a neighborhood like La Colosio and you're paying 20,000 pesos for a studio apartment that should be 8 or 7, you're not only overpaying, you're creating a new norm and you're pricing out locals. So we don't want that. We don't want that level of gentrification. So there's a lot to unpack in that video. Robert Locke, what's up, my friend? Watching from the US, planning a relocation. Awesome. So Robert, you'll probably find a lot of value in the upcoming video. Yes, exactly, guys. The US dollar is weakening by the day. One theme, so I'm doing a video also on eating well, but on a budget, just because of that exchange ratio tanking for the US dollar, the Canadian dollar. I want you guys to know where to eat well, where you're treated well, and where you can pay very little still, where the prices haven't gotten out of control. But yeah, with the exchange rate down towards 17, it's getting quite expensive. There is one apartment building I'll feature in the next video as well, where the rents are in US dollars and they're fixed in US dollars. And that can be to your advantage, especially when the dollar's tanking. Thank you, Karen. Thank you so kindly. She says for a quesadilla, so sweet. I'll pass that on to Jorge. Thank you, Karen. Much love. I actually had the pleasure, while I was filming today, I was filming at a birria place that will be in the next video. And I met Sheila Collins and her husband. So shout out to Sheila and her husband. Brentley, my friend, thank you so much. And so I actually met a few subscribers while I was over there, but Sheila Collins is constantly commenting on the videos, supporting the channel, and I was going to talk with the owner of this birria place and pay my bill and was giving her a hug, and I think Sheila recognized me by my voice and was like, "TheRopeMonster," and I was like, "Hey," and she's like, "Sheila Collins," and I was like, "Sheila." And so those moments are one of the reasons that I won't leave Playa, and also the Tacos de Birria. I know there's better food for sure in places like Puebla, Mexico City, Oaxaca, even Jalisco. People say, well, there's better seafood there. There's better seafood in Guerrero or Mazatlan, but the overall package that Playa has to offer, including the fitness, the community, the volleyball, is next level. Michoacan for sure, Marcela, you're right. Yes, Tubu, I think Sabrina will be coming to Playa as soon as she has a few more vacation days. She's not yet able to work remotely, but I'm hoping to see her here soon. Kit says, your suggestions always welcome. Canadian drop to $11.50. Yikes. Yeah, it's tough times, guys. And we're going to property managers, restaurants. We're gonna have to meet in the middle. I've had this conversation, and I have another concept where I'm gonna interview shop owners and some local business owners about this, because they're asking me, well, where is everyone? Why is no one coming? I said, well, the prices have gotten too high and the dollar is weakening. And they said, oh, that does make sense. Hey, Rickletons, thank you guys so much. Thank you kindly. And so I'm really actually doing a lot of work behind the scenes that isn't on camera, and I'm speaking with the owners of places, and they say, well, we have to raise our prices because this, and that. And I'm like, just remember though that a 25% increase is not reasonable. These price increases need to come incrementally, and it's a fine balancing act because the restaurants need to survive and some of them aren't, and so their input costs are going up. So it's a very delicate situation, and with the dollar weakening, I'm feeling it along with everyone else. Quality of life goes down just a little bit. If you're on a tight budget, some people are on fixed incomes, and so if you're on a fixed income, I had a wonderful neighbor when I lived in Ecuador, and Patricia was her name. Sweet older lady, retirement age, in her early 70s maybe, but she looked great. She was, happy, active woman. But I asked her, why did you choose Ecuador? She says, well, I used to live in Mexico, but I couldn't afford it anymore. And this was 4 or 5 years ago. This was maybe 3 years ago when I was her neighbor, but she relocated years before that because she couldn't afford Mexico anymore. So, yeah, Jody, thank you for sharing that. That's disturbing. And thank you, V says, your channel is awesome, heading down mid-February. So guys, my job as a YouTuber here is not to get views and likes and drive up my watch hours and da-da-da-da-da. My job is to help you guys have a good quality of life, and myself included. Use this lever, this YouTube channel, this community, to make real connections and impacts on rents, prices, deals, promotions. I've had to talk with a few bars here. They're like, well, why don't people come to our bar? And I'm like, what's your best promotion? What do you got? Because this is the time where you would want some promos. This was toward the end of low season, or septiembre, not septiembre, September, septiembre, hunger, right? And their promotion, they're like, well, we have a 2-for-1 margarita. And I'm like, how much is it? And they're like, 250 pesos. And I'm like, okay. So it's 10 Canadian dollars for one margarita, right? Or $7.5, $8 US for a margarita. And then so I get the promo. I'm like, all right, let's see. These must be some good margaritas. No, they were terrible. So I get the margarita. It's about this big. And I said, well, I don't recognize, I can't place this tequila. I have a pretty good palate for mezcal, tequila, food, whatever it may be, spices. I said, I don't know what this tequila is, but it's not hitting right. It's not good. And she wouldn't even tell me what tequila it was. So I said, look, if this is your promotion that you have to offer, you guys are gonna struggle. You have to bring the goods. And then Quinta Parilla, on the other side of that, they had a 2-for-1 margarita for 150 pesos, and they were using Espolón, good quality tequila. Guess what? Quinta Parilla is full all the time. They have good food, 1 or 2 good drink promos to get people in there. Some people just try to gouge a little bit too hard, and I do talk to them about it. I don't go give them bad reviews or bad publicity. I'm not here to hurt people's businesses, but there's no way I can go into a place like that and promote them or give them publicity if their best promotion. Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Thanks for converting that. That's 1976 Canadian. Who's going to pay 20 Canadian dollars for 2 lousy margaritas and be happy about it, and then come back the next day and be like, gosh, I can't wait to go back to that place. I better tell my friends. And so that's not how it works. And so a lot of the stuff that I do behind the scenes is talking to businesses like that, like, hey, you got to do better on your promos. You're charging top shelf prices for garbage tequila. You're probably going to go out of business if you keep doing that. So, all right, we got CHSY 15 going to be in Playa from March 3rd for 2 weeks. Awesome. Good. That's a great time to be there. And thank you once again, Lau Drago, for doing that conversion for me. I don't do the Canadian dollar conversion well in my head because I'm from the US. So Pedro says, last year the exchange rate at the hotel was €1, 20 pesos. Yeah, so last year it was quite a bit stronger, but then if you go back to a year prior, it was even weaker. We were at 16 something to 1 November of 24. And so you feel it when it gets into the mid to low 16s on the US dollar. That's when you start, or when I started to really feel it. Back then I was living in a studio apartment for only 6,500 pesos a month. But I made a lot less money, so I felt it. I was eating a whole lot of quesadillas, and my fun was just going and playing beach volleyball. I only ate out maybe once or twice a week during that time because the exchange rate was so terrible. So, Mike Morgan, 10 UK, so 10 British pounds, 250 pesos, too expensive. Agreed. So what has to happen, guys, is there has to be some give and take by the business owners, by the property managers. And so anyway, I will be coming at you with some budget-oriented videos that are going to save you all a lot of money, whether it's rents, whether it's food. I'm going to bring you the value this season. I've challenged myself. I've tasked myself with that. And guess what, guys? I went and rejoined the gym. And Evolve is up to 1,500 pesos a month. So with the current exchange rate, I mean, gosh, you're getting up close to $100 US a month for a gym membership. And that's if you pay month to month. If you sign up for, I think, 6 months, it's only 1,200 pesos. But I don't want a 6-month membership. Sometimes I take a month off the gym and just snorkel and dive, play volleyball and swim and run. Or I go to the Deportivo and work out for free and enjoy that. So we got Renee in the house, 22 Denmark, with the weak dollar. It has become cheaper for people from Europe to go to Mexico. From December to now, the price for 2 weeks at Rio has dropped by 6.5%. Awesome. Which gym did you join for 1,000 pesos? Please let us all know in the comments. Yeah, that's a solid deal as long as it's a good gym. We got Chattahoochee in the house. What's up, brother? He says, love the live streams. Can't wait to get back to Playa. Yeah, we need you back, Chad. No doubt about it. Oh, yeah, real tea for you. 30,000 pesos for a 2-bed, 2-bath by Mamitas. Too much? Yes, too much. Too much. There was a 2-bed, 2-bath place by Mamitas last year, and the price on that was 18,000 pesos. So yeah, 30,000 is too much for almost any apartment. even in Selva Nova and some of the nicer gated communities, private communities, a friend of mine, my yoga teacher, actually lives in one of those communities. She's paying substantially less than that, and it's a beautiful place. So keep negotiating. Okay, we got a fun comment here. It says, my wife says you need a kid. We need children related videos on your channel. Curious about schooling there. Yeah, that may be coming soon. We'll see. It's something that's, it's on my mind for sure. A little baby ropey would be great. We got Sarv says, I'm in Playa, couldn't wait to try Sabor de los Ortega, but they closed since Friday. I'll reach out to them. That's weird. Yeah. Now, you guys have to keep in mind, even if I show, the reason I don't show the schedules or the hours a lot on these businesses is because it's Mexico, and quite often they just simply don't always stick to that because they don't have employees. Like Alfredo is the guy over there. Erica and Alfredo run the whole thing. So if a relative has a baby or a quinceañera or a birthday, guess what? They're going to close down shop and they're going to prioritize family. And that's just how life is in Mexico. Luckily, there's more recommendations. You could hit up Doña Paola for some delicious, delicious food. But I understand the frustration. Hopefully they open back up because I actually want to go down there as well. So awesome. So you only paid, Lau Drago says, World Gym at 5th Ave only paid 1,000. And so you paid 1,000 pesos for 1 month, and is that month to month or is that a long-term contract? Please let us know. I love these Q&As and the exchange of information because honestly, I might go to World Gym if it's a savings of 500 pesos. I don't really need a lot of cardio equipment. I just need weights. So World Gym might be the winner here. This is valuable stuff. Las Quecas, yeah, so I've heard a few people say they got sick from there. I've never gotten sick from Las Quecas. It's still a pretty affordable spot. The one up on 30th, I think I featured in my 30th Avenue video a little over a month ago, almost 2 months ago. We got French Fireball coming back to Playa Car Thursday, nice. Adrian from Ottawa in the house. We got Jordan. What do you think about gated residents across the highway? Thinking of staying in Las Palmas? Yeah, I think it's plenty safe. I'm not really deeply familiarized with all of the gated communities over there, but they all seem to be really safe and really nice. The other side of the highway too, you're going to save a little bit of money on the restaurants. Rendell says, what's your opinion on all-inclusive versus Airbnb or Booking.com? I personally think that it's hard to justify the expense of an all-inclusive because let's just put it this way. Say you pay like $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 for an all-inclusive. It would be pretty hard for you to spend that amount on food and drink just walking around, going to any restaurant you want to go to. So it really comes down to where you want to be. Do you want to be at the resort the whole time? Then yeah, it's convenient. Do you want to go around and hunt and find the local spots and find restaurants in town? Then you'll want to do the Airbnb route. That's my 2 cents on that. Todd, if nothing else, it's always fun to practice. So let's see, we got, do you think this sargassum will get better in the next month or so? Saw your video yesterday upon your return. No, I was shocked, truly shocked by the amount of sargassum down by what used to be the Grand Hyatt. And I don't have a crystal ball. I sure as heck hope it gets better because I want those crystal clear morning swims as much as the next person. And I have a hunch that it will get better. I mean, it got kind of iffy for a little while, I think last March. And then by mid-April, when my buddy, my old high school basketball teammate, shout out JK33, when he came down, it was perfect. He's like, man, is it always like this? I'm like, no, you got lucky. Dia de los Muertos, I went back a couple weeks ago and we realized you were in Morocco. All right, we'll have to catch up on the next one, Serrano, no doubt. Let's see, we got month to month plus 500 peso one-time enrollment. That's not bad at all. So World Gym, guys, we just heard it here in the community, in the chat, that World Gym is actually quite a bit cheaper now than Evolve. They used to be closer to the same price. The only difference is, yes, Evolve doesn't have the sign-up fee. So if you're only going to go for 1 month, they're actually the same exact cost. If you're going to go longer term, World Gym ends up being 500 pesos a month cheaper. Any good gluten-free options there? La Cueva del Chango actually has one of the only legitimately gluten-free kitchens where they actually cook the stuff on a separate space. So I would go to La Cueva del Chango on 38th. I did a video on that. It didn't get a ton of views because it's such a narrow niche that YouTube didn't push it out in the algorithm. I probably could have packaged the video differently, but I did a video at La Cueva del Chango and showed the kitchen. They actually cook the food in on a separate space on the grill for so for celiac. That is the best option that I've found, Brentley. Hopefully that's helpful. Hey, Tacoma, Washington in the house. She's down in Playa, K-Dub in Playa. Hey, thanks, Adrian. Says, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Give TheRopeMonster some love. Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate you, brother. We got Rohan in the house. Says, thanks very much for all your info. Your videos have been very helpful. I'm moving down to PDC in December with my puppy, hopefully near Playa 72. Yeah, that's where you're going to want to live if you got a puppy. That's the spot. It's the only dog beach, the only place you can take your dog on the beach in Playa del Carmen. You're free to try to take your dog to other beaches, but you'll almost always get run off. It happens quickly. The police do their patrols on the beach, and that's the first thing they look for from a distance is dogs where there shouldn't be dogs. Cocoa Beach, 28 or Playa Car. Nice. Those are all great spots to be at for sure. Yes, the neighborhood. So Rendell has a cool question here. Great question. I'll be covering part of this area in the rent video coming up. Is the neighborhood near Ceviche Corazon a safe area? Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of single female travelers, solo female travelers live down there in that area. A good friend of mine lives down there as well. And actually my new acupuncturist is down there today. I went down there and I was looking for the place, the acupuncture place, and a really nice young lady was walking her dog, and she came out and she was like, what do you, she came up to me and was like, what address are you looking for, da da da, and she was walking her dog at 8 in the morning, very safe area. Small beach happening now near the Vivid. Normal for this time of year. No, it's really not normal. That's why I did the beach update, and that's why I featured that area in the thumbnail photo, because I was truly shocked by that. But things can go back to normal fairly quickly. Yes, the waterline, the winter high waterline is higher than in the summer, no doubt about that. But the beach being completely gone, like by Mandarino, is not it's not normal. It's a lot of erosion there for sure, and just really high water this year. Okay, Carl Stewart, awesome, brother. Down here, March 25 to the 30th. Awesome, yeah. Thanks for following along on the Morocco stuff, guys. Hey, we got Yusuf in the house. Hey, Yusuf was fantastic at Riyadh Baya in the Medina in Marrakesh. Wow, what a privilege to have you here, brother. Good to see you, man. He came up, made tea for me, brought me the guitar. We were chilling up there, having really good conversation. So if you do go, guys, if you go to Marrakesh, definitely hit Riyadh Baya. That's B-A-Y-A in the Medina there. Hey, Pamela, thank you so much for the welcome back to paradise. All right, guys, the time is flying. 3:15 here already. We got a nice group, 110 of us in the chat. Guys, just double tap your screen to drop a like here. I really appreciate it. And this is my nap time. I was going to go to the gym, then it started raining, then I was going to take a nap, and I was like, you know what? I want to touch base with everyone, so here we are. And Pamela, it's great to hear from you. Great to see you here in the chat. Keith says, we just missed seeing you at La O yesterday. What's your new favorite place for inexpensive coffee? Man, Keith, the coffee prices, I'm glad you brought that up. This is why I'm really stoked on doing the Q&A format, because these are good themes. Coffee prices at these cafes have gotten ridiculous. I make my coffee pretty much at home. I'll show you what I use real quick. So guys, I'm not gonna pay, $4 or $5 for a cappuccino, and I'm not gonna pay, $4 for an Americano. I think that's ridiculous. Basically, US airport prices. I think I paid $4.70 for a Starbucks in the New Jersey airport, and then down here, we got places trying to charge $4.50 for an Americano. I simply won't pay it. It's one of the stupidest things you can do, is pay $4 or $5 US for something that costs 20 cents to make it home. And that's actually a quote from one of the guys on Shark Tank. You don't become wealthy by going out and spending, $5 on a coffee every single morning. So what I do, guys, I go down to Cafe Kawa, which this is the coffee they use at Que Huevos, which is some of the best coffee. I go to Cafe Kawa all the way at the end of 5th. I buy this. And then I make my coffee in this. Look, Lenny, I'm going to acknowledge your comment. I'm not a hater, okay? I never said anything anti-US in my video about people not wanting the dollar. I was talking about the dollar weakening. If you take that as anti-American sentiment, that's on you, bro. But you're bringing some negative vibes in the comments. I haven't muted you. I want your voice to be heard like everyone else. I understand kind of where you're coming from, but I've never once said anything that's negative or anti-US. I've chosen to not live in the US, but that doesn't mean that I'm talking poorly about the US. Just to be clear, Lenny, chill, bro. We're all here to have a good community discussion. You're welcome to be here. Your voice is heard. But I'm not anti-US. That's actually not what I said. I speculated. I said maybe it's because of people's sentiment toward the president. You're putting words in my mouth, Lenny. So you're kind of hijacking it. So anyway, you're hijacking the conversation. Let's keep moving on. Yeah, Todd, thanks, brother. So anyway, guys. Yeah, thank you. Carl Stewart, I'm a U.S. Marine and never got that vibe. And thanks for your service, Carl. By the way, my brother was airborne infantry as well and did a tour in Afghanistan that was actually really, really a tough time for him and for the entire family. So to say that I'm anti-U.S. is absolutely absurd. That's not what I was saying at all in the video about the sentiment toward the US dollar. So, were you? Okay, Lenny, sorry, are you saying you were in the military? If so, thanks for your service. Yeah, I think it's time, guys. Yeah, I think it's time. So Lenny has left the building, guys. Let's keep going with the positive vibes. If someone wants to just come on here and vent, this is the place, but it's got to be constructive. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Chattahoochee says, cut out the negative people. Yeah, he had his chance. I tried to let him be heard, but yeah, beautiful life. You got that one right. Hey, Chrissy in the house. Good to see you, Chrissy Akers. Hey, thanks, Charlie Ortega. Appreciate you, brother. So, yeah, Brentley as well. We feed off the positive vibes here in the community. The Pamelas, the Brentleys, the Mike Morgans, the Carls. We got Soya in the house from Morocco, a new subscriber. Everybody leave Soya some love. On a different note, sold almost all the silver I purchased in 20 feet. Nice come up there, Nautical Hippo. Yeah, anyone who was buying silver, and let's talk about that a little bit, the investment side of things here momentarily. Everybody leave in the comments if you bought silver or any of the metals, gold or anything else. You made a killing. Congrats. Chris, sweet Sabrina is in Germany. She had to go back to work for a little bit. That's life. Buen dia, Asp. Man. De British Columbia in the house. We got Marissa Montero. Only positive vibes. She says, love you, Ropey. Have a beautiful day. You as well, Marissa. Much love. Am I doing content on the West Coast soon? Probably not real soon, but I really never know. I might actually take the Train Maya at some point to Chiapas and then travel back up to Oaxaca. We'll see, but I'm so content and happy to be back in Playa, and I really want to be bringing valuable content to everyone from Playa, to those of you thinking about moving here or those of you already living here. I want to try to bring the goods. And we got Renee says, yep, did buy silver in 2017. Good on you. Thanks, Pamela. Much love. Thanks, Spencer says, love the food vlogs. I actually have a really exciting one coming soon, probably this Friday or Saturday. I was out filming part of it today and just having a good old time doing my thing. The Nautical Hippo, thank you so much. She said, Nautical Hippo says, got your Americano covered. Thanks for the videos. Yeah, so anyway, guys, to finish up that thought, I get a kilo of the Pluma Oaxaqueña, which is way better quality coffee than a lot of the coffee shops are using. And then I either do a pour over or I do this little espresso machine. And it's the coffee that I'm getting lately is has been too weak to justify the price as well. I like my coffee strong. Hey, we got Jill Ayers welcoming, Soya, awesome. Really good community here, guys. And once again, thank you, Nautical Hippo, for supporting the channel. Oh yeah, Carl Stewart got that right. So Carl's like, Sabrina had you all smiles. Absolutely, she did. I mean, that was the most time that either of us have spent with another person continually for a long time. I used to be married. I used to have a serious girlfriend after that. And then after that period, I haven't had a long-term serious relationship, and neither has Sabrina for a little while. So we were both shocked and pleasantly surprised at how well we got along together. Everything was smiles, and she's just such a good travel buddy. She never gets flustered. She doesn't get negative. Even when I was a little bit sketched out by the road, she's like, yeah, let's go for it. I'm just like, yes, this girl. So yeah, Sabrina is a real one for sure. I'm glad it made you happy, Carl. I'm glad that the vibe came through in the video because it was a very authentic happiness on our part. No wind chill here, Stacy. No, you got all the wind chill in Canada right now. You have all the wind chill. Isla Queen, what a big difference on 10th Avenue. Great video update. Yeah, it's beautiful. They did a heck of a job up there. Man, now having this coffee in front of me makes me want to have a cup of coffee. I might make one in a little bit. Soya has some kind words. She says, you were one of the best tourists I've seen in Morocco. It was an honor to get to know. Thank you, thank you. Well, your countrymen there in Morocco treated me very well. And it's a beautiful country. Just every twist and turn was a privilege for sure. Pamela says, Sabrina, good balance. She encourages you to live in the moment and embrace it. Yeah, Pamela, you're so intuitive on that one. I noticed that about Sabrina when we were in Bacalar together. We could just exist, sit on a dock, and do nothing. And at times, she's like, go put your camera away for today. You're not filming anything. And I remember I was walking up the stairs to put my camera away, and I turned it on, and I was like, Sabrina's making me put my camera away. I gotta go. I'll see you guys. And she's like, when I came back down, she's like, were you seriously filming one more time? So she really does get me to live in the moment. Carl says, you deserve all the love, young Jedi. Thank you, my friend. C. Mitch says, you guys look good together. Yeah, it's really, we definitely want to, Beautiful Life is waiting for the wedding. You guys got me blushing over here. Got me blushing. It's really just a matter of head and heart. We both love what we do. I love what I do here in Playa with the YouTube channel, and I love my community, my friends, my volleyball. And she's got a great career right now in Germany. And so we're kind of figuring out maybe she will find something or some way to work more remotely in the future. So we'll see if that works out, hopefully sooner rather than later. Yeah, the new 10th Ave is a sight to behold, guys. Carl says, yes, wedding in sight. All right. Mike Morgan, the force is strong with Sabrina. All right, I'm going to screenshot this and send it to her. You guys. All right. And guys, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Randy the diver. He's taken me out. I took some friends out last night to Costa Lau Prime on me, and I wanted to just say thanks and show some appreciation. And then tonight, my buddy Randy the diver's taken me out to a different steakhouse. And so gain season is fully activated. Soya says, thank you, brother. You deserve the respect and treated with kindness and respect. I mean, we all do, right? But I think the more you give, the more you get. I was actually listening to Dale Carnegie's book on the transatlantic flight home, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you haven't read that book, it's a classic. You can find it on YouTube for free as an audiobook. And it's a really good one. It's a good reminder on how we need to be treating people and the options that we actually have in these interactions that we have with people on a day-to-day basis. Last night at the steakhouse, it was a Brazilian steakhouse, so all the servers come up and they bring different cuts of meat, and you can say yes or no. And I learned, by the end of the night, I learned all of their names. They had name tags on. Just using someone's name is such a powerful thing to show that they matter, they're important. Luis, Aaron, and Armando at Costa Lau Prime. Shout out, guys. If you're watching this, those were my guys bringing me my meat, and they're important. Germany travel vids dropping soon. I love it, Pamela. You're not wrong. Bonus, she's also cute. Muchas gracias por playa update ayer. Absolutely, my pleasure, guys. Yeah, Sabrina's just, yeah, she's gorgeous. She's, ooh, you guys got me flustered, man. Now I'm all thinking about Sabrina over here. I was trying to distract myself. Yeah, Todd says one of my favorites. It's a fantastic book. Yeah, I've read the actual paperback, but long ago. And re-listening to the audiobook is a nice one. Even just a couple chapters, you get the principles. It's really nice. Chrissy says, Farmacia Similaris is a good place to get scripts here. Thank you for sharing that, Chrissy. Right now, we're in the season of having to find ways to save a lot of folks with the exchange rate the way it is. We need all these tips we can get, so thanks for sharing that one. Definitely, Similaris has pretty much everything you need. I get my little liquid probiotic vials there as well, and those have saved me from many a bad times, or what would have been bad times, stuck on a bus or a plane with food poisoning or whatever. You get the right probiotics, and boop, you're back to normal. Rendell says, I hope to play beach volleyball with you. I'm only 5'6", but I jump high. Hey, we'll take it. You just reminded me of a song. I'm 5'6", but the money made me 6'5". Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Russ. That's a Russ song. But yeah, 5'6" is plenty good out there. Now I'm over 6 feet, and I wasn't exactly jumping too high yesterday. I think I ate too much pozole before. Meg says, oh my God, this is so much better than any rom-com. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping, guys, that there will be many more videos with Sabrina. Spoiler alert, I have a couple, actually 3 at least, that I haven't gotten a chance to edit yet with Sabrina, from the Sahara, from the Hollywood of Morocco as well, and also our adventure crossing the mountain pass over the Atlas Mountains. So more rom-com coming soon. Sabrina, the thing I like about her, she doesn't try to like steal the show or be on camera. It's just cute when she's on camera, just naturally. But the first video she appeared in was definitely in Cozumel. Some of you guys probably saw those videos and recognized her from there. Let's see. Yeah, I need coffee for sure. DJ Shortcut says Sabrina for the win. Okay, I just got a message from the guy, my buddy I'm meeting with about the car rentals. He wants to now meet at the cafe, so I may have to run in a few minutes, guys, but it's for all of our benefit because we're going to be doing some important car rental stuff and hopefully getting some type of deal for all of you guys when you come to Playa. Yes, there's a lot of tourists down here now, Stacy. High season is fully underway. I know. Should have bought the shirt and corrected it. So Pamela knows what I'm talking. She's in the know. There was a shirt in Tagazout that said "Catch waves, not feelings," and that was the plan. I was surfing and I was catching waves. I caught some waves and I caught some feelings. So Sabrina is actually from Germany. Soya. I'm not from Minnesota. I'm from Oregon. Carl says, indeed, Sabrina for the win. All right, guys, unfortunately, I have to get changed and go meet my buddy about the car rentals. Finish my tea. Yes, Erica, back in Playa. Life is good. So, guys, I wanted to just express my gratitude to all of you, those of you who watch the Morocco content, those of you who have supported me in my personal life, my hunt for quality love and companionship, all of the above. Those have supported the channel in any way at all, whether it's smashing the like button, dropping a comment. You guys are all so important to me, and I just can't express my gratitude enough. So guys, thank you. This has been great, a great way to spend part of the afternoon here. The rain looks like it's letting up a little bit. And thank you, Soya. Welcome to the community here. You are so welcome here. Peace, Aspman and Pedro. Good to see you, Pedro. All right, guys. Charlie Ortega. Much love, brother. Take care, guys. I'll see you guys soon. And thank you all for the chat as well. Love you, Carl. You're the man. Guys, always thank you for sharing. Thank you for bringing info to the community. Everyone who drops some knowledge in this chat, give yourselves a little pat, a little ropey hug, self-hug. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Got some exciting videos coming in the next week, especially on Saturday and Sunday of this week. So see you guys then. TheRopeMonster out. Peace.